Okay, Halo 3. Here we go. I'd wanted to play 1 and 2 before 3, but I only have 4 days off. And even I would struggle with everything else I need to do to get 3 Halo games in that time. I mean, I could do it. I played Halo 3 over an evening when it came out. Well, not an evening. All night. But, anyway. Halo 3. Let's go. Heroic, the way it's meant to be played. Well, just about. Okay. Yep. Let's go.
They let me pick. Did I ever tell you that? Choose whichever Spartan I wanted. You know me. I did my research, watched as you became the soldier we needed you to be. Like the others, you were strong and swift and brave. A natural leader. But you had something they didn't. Something no one saw but me. Can you guess? Luck.
I think that is almost word for word what she says in Reach. Oh, sorry, The Fall of Reach, the book.
Was I wrong?
Or at least the reason she chooses the chief is because he's the luckiest.
This ain't good. Damn. How far did he fall?
2 kilometers. Easy.
Stay sharp.
Oh, assault rifle's back. It wasn't in the second game.
Gorman?
His armor's locked up. Gel layer could have taken most of the impact. I don't know, Sergeant Major.
Well, of course he's not dead. Come on. It's not this one he dies in, shit.
Radio for Vito. Heavy lift gear. We're not leaving him here.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh, crazy fool. Why do you always jump? One of these days, you're gonna land on something as stubborn as you are. And I don't do bits and pieces. Where is she, Chief?
It's empty. Symbolic.
Where's Cortana?
Don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it.
She stayed behind.
Corporal, make it
The
quick.
giant plant.
Sorry, sir. Your armor's still in partial lockdown.
The look up, look down. They don't bother doing on Heroic.
Chief, wait! The Arbiter's with us!
Chief, leave Keith David alone.
Oh, no. Got enough to worry about without you two trying to kill each other.
Were it so easy.
Now, kiss.
We must go. The brutes have our scent.
Then they must love the smell of hero.
Oh, right, yeah. That's to load the next level. Yeah, alright, fine.
First squad, you're my scouts. Move out, quiet as you can.
Still looks pretty good. Man. 32 bullets in an assault rifle is just weird. Like, I get that the assault rifle doesn't really... Like, assault rifles don't really work the way they do in Combat Evolved, but... going
and
down
over,
from
Chief.
60 to 30 is just... Oh. And it
Bravo
also,
team, this is
like,
Johnson. We got it.
sounds
Fall
horrible.
back to the extraction point. Over.
Roger that. Reynolds out.
It's still mostly effective. We won't talk about what they did to the pistol. Yeah, it was broken, but it was fun. Anyway. So I won't all just be moaning, because Halo 3 is great. I'm just, you know...
That sounded close.
I also don't like when they moved the light off the gun. Because normally it would move with the... So your melee and the light would move with the weapon animation. But that's gone. So this level's really interesting because... Because normally, like Halo 1, Halo 2...
Say again, Gunny. You're breaking up.
They both start with you on board a human ship or a human facility. So it's all like fighting with humans but in tunnels and... Not tunnels,
Sergeant Major.
in
Phantom
corridors and ship
We
interiors
stick
and stuff.
together and we're gonna get spotted.
So this is, you know,
Back at the
starting
ocean.
outside is a change.
Chief, go with the arbiter. Head toward the river.
Obviously Reach is different, but Reach is different in a lot of ways, so... Right, here we go. I want his gun. Brutes.
Up ahead. Single brute. Plus backup.
Okay, let's go.
He was my best friend!
I love how brute weapons are just like biker gang weapons with giant fucking blades on.
But you are fools to do their bidding.
Dude, he's dead. Chill.
Keep moving.
The shift from the standard dropships to the Phantoms was interesting because the Phantoms are like a much higher like direct threat than the standard dropships. Like yeah, sure, standard dropships will shoot at you, but Phantoms can actually really fuck you up. It's an interesting choice to just have dropships that can actually fuck you up. I wonder what logic was there. Like push you away from the spawn point so you don't camp the spawn point, because that was like a common tactic in the first game. You know where the dropship's coming in, so you just stand underneath it and throw a grenade in it when it comes in. You can't really do that with the Phantoms, which I assume was intentional. I don't like the plasma pistol. I just don't.
Stealing my kill!
It's kind of pointless. Is that off? Whoa! I've got a grenade now. Shit, back off. Just want me to use a heavy weapon, but I'm not gonna. I'm not. I think grunts and elites, I'm not sure. But grunts, not grunts, sorry, brutes are that. Words, Jesus. I'm not sure brutes are as interesting to fight as elites. Like, I think they're better in this game than they were in 2, but they're still a bit like. Dude, you don't need to throw a grenade. That was unnecessary.
Tough.
Grunts ain't no slouches either.
The Grunt's newfound courage is but fear. When we are victorious, all who serve the prophets will be punished.
Keith David going hard. Yes. Then you found courageous but fear.
Jackals, on the ridge.
Oh,
Looks
there
like
we
they
go.
got carbines.
Ah, fucking jackal snipers. They're not as shitty here as they were in 2, but they're still fucking annoying. Sniper running is always an interesting, like... I get it, because... if you can do ranged damage and they can't, then you basically got a dominant strategy of just stand back with a sniper rifle. Do range at damage. Jeez, Justin. Do damage at range. But
Hold tight, here comes Mama.
it's so easy to make them overpowered. Or just unpleasant. So you have to give them traces. So that they're not completely like, where the hell am I getting shot from? Like there. Without traces, I would have just been dead.
Well done.
I mean, the fact I'm not playing very well is helping, but... So you have to give them traces. But that means they sort of have to miss initially, so you see where they're coming from. But that looks kind of goofy, having them miss every shot. So then you say, okay, well, if they're not going to miss every shot, we'll just make them like miss, you know, X percentage of the time. So that means the percentage of the time they don't miss, you get shot, and you only know where they are after they shoot you. And it's just like, well, fuck off. I don't know, it's a oh, it's a weird design challenge, because like, I don't know, it's weird. Sorry,
They got reinforcements, people.
fuck off, fuck off.
Back, but stay
That showed him.
I do like how the Covenant Carbine is basically an M1 Garand. Complete with the, like, thunk.
Pelicans are en route, Chief.
Look what they did to the Needler.
You find them? Get them to the extraction point.
This looks like a toy now.
Come. The landing
Yeah,
zone is
just
this way.
sniper enemies are just an inherently difficult problem to balance, because sniper, you know,
Kiss my...
Nice kill, sir.
snipers are inherently difficult to balance. And the line between
Nice.
frustrating and engaging is so narrow.
Pin this down. Kill my men.
So a little scene of the grunt holding the guy up. Not grunt, brute. I'm gonna keep doing that. The brute holding the guy up is really interesting, like, because the first game basically relied on Cortana voiceover and cutscenes to tell the story.
Scared of me. Charge them.
Really not.
It's like I'm not even here.
And the second game was very heavy on the cutscenes. And obviously there was still some voiceover, but it was primarily cutscenes to tell the story. And this game, ooh, I keep thinking it's a DMR, but it's not a DMR, it's a Batman. And this game, yeah, it has cutscenes, yeah, it has voiceover, but it also has, like, scripted sequences like that, or like semi-scripted sequences that the first two games didn't really have, but sort of had, but like,
The river.
and they're interesting because you can interrupt them, so like, that brute's holding up that guy, and you shoot the brute, and like, but you can sort of wait to a certain point to get the gist of what's going on, and then do it. It's interesting. It allows for more like, hey look, I don't care. I'm just gonna have a fight, or hey, I'm gonna find out what's going on, and I'm gonna wait and see. And
could you sacrifice me to complete your mission? Could you watch me die?
all right, there. Yeah, love you too. It also has that. It has the bits where it just straight up stops and has Cortana exposit at you, or at least like cryptically exposit at you. I'm not convinced by those. Like,
Pelicans are at the river.
yeah,
We got company, so hustle up.
they're able to do them at a point where you're not actually at risk, but it always feels a bit like, no, don't partially take away my control. If you're gonna take away my control, go the whole way, put it in a cutscene. Don't sort of partially take my control and slow me down.
Hold on, got a contact. Banshees, fast to blow.
Break off now.
And like, the first game had this kind of stuff that would happen in the background, but it was always, it was framed in weird ways. Like, you wouldn't always see what was going on because it would just be framed behind you. Like, the very last part of Halo, when Fohammer gets destroyed, like, you like bring the fuck off, Hammer. You bring the Warthog to where you're supposed to meet Fohammer. Fohammer comes in, chased by Banshees, gets destroyed. You can be looking in completely the wrong direction, and there's no real clue as to where Fohammer actually is. So you can miss that whole thing. And yeah, I kind of missed that one there, with the Pelicans on the beachhead and the Banshees come in to destroy them. But like, that was because I actively chose to look away. Like, my direction of travel would actually put me with the cutscene facing me. So, you know, the majority of people would come down here, see the cutscene, enter the fight. Possibly enter the fight, but still be looking in the direction of the cutscene when it happened. Yep, eat shit. There you go. And those are neat. Those are just like, they're useful, but like, it's a thing going on in the background. If you see it, it's cool. If you don't see it, you're not like hugely missing anything. But the chances are you'll probably see it, and even if you don't see all of them, you'll see like most of them, and that's effectively good enough. I understand being knocked out of zoom when you take damage, but it can be really annoying. I'm also getting a bit cocky. I need to stay back a bit. Marines are probably going to die because I am not giving this my full attention, unfortunately. Playing on controller because playing Halo on a mouse and keyboard just seems weird to me. I get it. And there are a lot of people for whom they simply can't play on a controller, and it's great that they get to play this now. No, fuck off. So occasionally Grunts will get stuck by a plasma grenade and be like, "Not again!" Which raises a lot of questions if you give it any thought. Man, don't make me care about the Grunts, that's not good. Eat plasma grenade! I've played this a lot. I'm pretty good at hitting plasma grenades. Yeah, going down from 4 of each grenade to 2 of each is, I don't know. I mean, I only have 4 different grenade types, so I sort of see why you have the same number of grenades, but like 2 of 4 different types as opposed to 4 of 2 different types. But I think I just miss being able to have... But that's kind of one of the big changes between 2 and 3 and the first game. It's like, you get a lot less ammo.
Banshees will return. Hurry!
And it gets
Back to the
taken
jungle.
almost to an extreme in 4, where you can actually genuinely run out of ammo for both weapons. And just feel like, well, now what? And like, you have situations where the ammo on the ground disappears in 4. Anyway, we're not talking about 4. 4 has problems.
My bird's down. Half a click down from your position.
I do love that. I wonder if that's intentional. No, it probably was. They gave the Arbiter a weapon with tracer fire. So you can basically see where he is. I mean, arguably all weapons have tracer fire. But I mean, they gave him one with like very clear, like it just draws a straight line to where he is. Which is interesting. Because they could have given him plasma pistol, plasma rifle. You still would have sort of known where he is, but it wouldn't have been as clear as like, here is where the Arbiter is. So obviously you get the problem that he's shooting the same weapon other people are, so you can't always tell which way it's going. So maybe that wasn't that important. Ooh, I need another weapon.
Breakfast? You gotta catch him.
Did he drop bubble shield or something? I thought there was a bubble shield down there. Okay. The needle is still good, even if it looks kind of horrible. It sounds bad. So the thing about the needle, other than it being awesome, is that it scales really well with difficulty. Because like, yeah, each shard does a certain amount of damage, which, you know, whatever. But because it has that combinatorial explosion thing, where you hit them with 8 needless shards and they explode, that's true of any difficulty level, pretty much. So on easy, you hit an elite with 8. Ah, fuck. You have to die eventually. On easy, you hit an elite with 8 needless shards, and he dies. And like they explode, he dies. You hit an elite on heroic with 8 needless shards, he dies. Oh, silly me. Right, I think there's a weapon up on the side. I need to grab. Yeah.
Come on, you dumb apes.
I can't see the comments.
You gotta catch him.
I'll stop every little bit and check the comments. Sorry, because of the way it's set up. Ah, fuck you. Right, in fact, I'll check the comments now. Hang on. Yeah, incendiary grenades, you get them really late, and it's like, well, why am I using them? Like, I think you get them... Yeah, because you get the spiky grenades, this is. You get spiky, like, brute grenades that just feel like plasma grenades with a dumb visual effect on them. And then you get the incendiary grenades, like, pretty late. And I barely ever use them. They're supposed to be, like, area of effect, like, area denial, like, AoE damage type things. Fuck. Is that the only weapon up here? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh, that's no. Okay. One weapon. Yeah, but I mean, I suppose part of that is like you're just so used to plasma grenades and frag grenades at this point that you don't sort of think about how many more you have. You also have the problem that like cycling between 2 is a button press like that. Cycling between 4 can be like, and what if you want the last of the 4? Then it's just fiddly. Might be one of those things where you could have put it on D-pad, so up, down, left, right for your grenades, but again, that's not, because you really sort of want to be able to get a grenade. This is not ideal. you want to be able to swap grenades and fire grenades as quick as you can. Yeah, like this level isn't actually a confined space, like a interior ship or anything like that, but it sort of is. Like, visually it isn't, but spatially it is. It's just an interesting choice to say, hey, this is a different type of game. We're not going to be in ship interiors as much here. Ah, there we go. Bubble shield. Where are they? I do like the bubble shield design. What I also like about the bubble shield design is you can shoot the thing creating the bubble shield. Like, you just walk into an enemy's bubble shield and just go, ah, fuck off. I'm gonna get hit in the back. Ah, Harvester's back up again. Yes, I'll try and check comments every couple of minutes or something. So just the way I've got it set up right now, I can... Oh. Fuck. Right. Oh, bollocks. Okay, I'll get up around there in a sec. There's a grenade. If I remember correctly, there's a human grenade around the corner, so... Oh, yeah. This is less than ideal. Right. Yeah, I remember dying on this area a lot the first time I played. This is sort of what I mean about snipers. Yeah, those two shots, like, maybe only one of those shots hit, but like your immediate reaction is like, oh great, now I have to deal with like a threat at a different level. And like, so they draw attention out of whack to that actual like threat, or they draw threat out of whack to the actual damage, which can be really annoying because you have to deal with them, or that happens. But you can only deal with them with their own weapon. Sorry, I'm having this thought right now, so I'm not really going to be, because the best way, the only way you can deal with snipers effectively is, there we go, is with a sniper weapon. But, checkpoint. But that isn't true of, like, just about any other enemy in the game, any other enemy archetype in the game. Like, you don't need to use a needler to fight needler grunts, you know? I played a little too much Overwatch because I keep thinking this is like Winston's bubble shield, where I can shoot out, and that is not the case. It's really only like a temporary refuge. Fuck off. Give me a weapon. Am I gonna get him? Man, come on. Yeah, see, like, you're basically limited to, you can't deal with them unless you have a ranged weapon. She's just such a weird, like... This all goes against how Halo works, you know? Okay. You don't really need it, but that's like... I don't have a sniper rifle, so I can't effectively deal with the sniper jackals. So I'm in this weird situation where, like, I basically have to ignore them, but I can't ignore them because they do that. And, like, there's no way to get another sniper weapon. Because the only people that have them are the snipers, and I can't get up there to get the weapon. So it's this weird... Okay, that works. It's not, like, strictly true that you need a sniper, but it's like the most effective weapon against a sniper rifle is a sniper rifle. I do have more swords, but I need to get out of this level first. Oh. But that's thoughts on snipers is sort of why Widowmaker is such a pain in the ass in Overwatch, because the only real counter to a good Widowmaker is a good Widowmaker. Like, yeah, the game has like high mobility heroes that can sort of challenge her, but really the only good true counter to a good Widowmaker or a good Hanzo, Hanzo not so much, but a good Widowmaker is I haven't heard that line before. Oop, fuck. Shit. Just snipers are inherently hard to balance. And it's why I hate sniper jackals. I don't like jackals anyway because they're cowardly shits who sided with the brutes. But come here, come here. Thank you. What we got? What we got? So yeah, like you give me a sniper rifle after I've dealt with the sniper jackals. I don't think there's a great deal more left in this level, so it's an odd like. To be fair, I didn't realise you could kill the bubble shield until about yesterday. But like, that's the benefit of it being a physical object in the world. Not quite 360 no scope, but Snowfall is good, but it's just Snowfall in this instance is better if you're playing co-op. Like I said, I'm pretty used to sometimes. Once we get a submachine gun, I need to like seriously compare the submachine gun to the assault rifle because functionally I'm not sure what the difference is. Maybe I should get the sniper rifle. This section here is maybe the biggest way this differentiates itself from like a interior ship-based level, because you wouldn't have a huge sort of open section like this. Not this, but what comes next. I love how it's night vision in the scope, but when you zoom in, even if you turn the light on, it's not night vision. It's like, it's a bit of a shame. In the first game, you zoom in and it's night vision. It's like, ooh. Yeah, because also this, I'm pretty sure this is skippable, and if you do,
See how they beat their track?
even if you skip, I think this still plays out.
I will help you spring.
Johnson really punching him. Right. This is great because this is like classic Halo. There's like, well, missing the first shot is also me playing Halo classically. But like, there's no one way to approach this fight. Oh, fucker! Didn't see you. That's also what I mean about sniper jackals. They're just like troll enemies. Like, haha, we've stuck on here because it's funny. Like, fuck off. I maybe need to stop talking about jackals. I need to back out. I'm fucking up. So that's great. Like, there was no way they can get to me here because they have to come through both sides of that shield. Okay, thanks Keith. Reminder that Halo does in fact have ladders. There's like 2 ladders in the first game. I can't remember any in the second, and there's like maybe 2 or 3 here. Such a weird like... I'm messing up because I don't actually like the ladders. It also has like all this, you can just sort of go underneath the fight, which is neat. But you always get this sort of sense that like the level geometry was maybe made separate from the encounter design, because there's a bunch of places where you're sort of like there's more level than there is play space in that level. It's a bit more obvious later on, so I'll show it there, but I'm not sure what happened there, but I think that was a hammer there. I'm going to say hammer bro, but that's not quite what it is. Right, let's stop pissing about. 2 shots. Fucking die already. Horseshoe loading on. Needler. Floaty jump. Eat shit. I don't actually like the gravity hammer, but fuck it. I don't like guns either, so that works. Later. Gravity hammer's a weird weapon, like melee. I don't know, melee works, I guess. Risk reward. Whoa, fuck.
Here comes the grunty punishment!
Yeah, less of that.
Nose never lies! No! Watch out! Hey!
Ladders in Halo, it's weird. Feels like one level designer really liked ladders and like all the others were like, no, fuck off. Later. No.
Welcome to the fight.
This is as fun as it looks. Cut the power. We're even.
Because obviously I was trying to shoot
Only
it
count
first.
today. Kilo 2-3, what's your ETA?
So across all the games, Needler, favourite weapon, easily. But
Roger that, Hocus.
really do like the carbine. But it's just I like any like fully semi-automatic, you know what I mean. Like fires as fast as you pull the trigger weapon. Yep. That's grenades.
Hocus! Phantom!
Yeah, Phantoms look better than dropships, I'm not going to argue that. And actually I like the design of like having a dropship that like does a whole bunch of damage. It's an interesting choice that they moved away from standard dropships almost entirely. Ooh. Not quite for a hammer, but I'll take it.
Battle is over.
So yeah, like, this is a neat level. Like, it's got... The problem with Jackal snipers is that they create a really frustrating kind of like... You kind of need a certain weapon, which doesn't feel like the case most of the time. But you can just sort of do what I do and muddle through it. Anyway, next level.
Take a load off.
Yeah. Rocket Flood are a dick.
IFF confirmed. Contact is Pelican dropship, Kilo 2-3, over.
Roger that. What's the word, Kilo 2-3?
I think to an extent,
117 on board. Request priority clearance.
Bungie sort of like
Deck's yours. Come on down.
vaguely trolly enemies. Because it's like... You get used to a thing and then they twist it and it's like bad again, or not bad, but like you can't react the same way, like the suicide grunts. That's pretty like, oh fuck, because you know, run up media grunt, nothing. Suicide grunt, suddenly it's like, oh shit.
Tell the commander her ace is in the hole.
This is actually much closer to a traditional Halo starting level than the last one was. Also, insofar as it's kind of ugly.
No way. A Spartan? For real. You better not be. Oh man, he's here. We're gonna be
Where did you find him?
Napping out back.
I'll bet. It's good to see you, Chief.
I'm not entirely sure how old she's supposed to be, because she's a captain. But her dad was a captain. And like...
The Prophet of Truth's ships
yeah.
the lunar perimeter. Smashed.
It's possible she just got promoted because, you know, it's a fucking war.
The subsequent bombardment were extreme. Truth could have landed anywhere, but he committed all his forces here, East Africa, the ruins of New Mombasa. Then they started digging.
What about Halo?
We stopped it, but only temporarily. Now the Prophet of Truth is looking for something called the Ark, where he'll be able to fire all the Halo rings. If he succeeds, humanity, the Covenant, every sentient being in the galaxy.
The rings will kill us all.
Ma'am, I have Lord Hood.
Patch him through.
Good news, Commander Keyes?
Good as it gets, sir.
So I see. What's your status, son?
Green, sir.
Glad to hear it.
I'm
Commander's
moving stuff around so I can actually see the chat
Without
now.
you, I wasn't sure we could pull it off.
Yeah, there we go.
Truth's ships are clustered above the excavation site, and his infantry has deployed anti-aircraft batteries around the perimeter. But if we neutralize one of the batteries, punch a hole in Truth's defenses...
I'll initiate a low-level strike. Hit him right where it hurts. I only have a handful of ships, Master Chief.
Yeah, I've moved it around, so I'll be playing in a window, but I can see the chat now.
Not again.
Emergency generators, now!
Shielding failed. They're down and charging.
As soon as they're up, re-establish contact with Lord Hood. Let him know...
All of you vermin, cowering in the dirt, thinking, what, I wonder?
That's the, that's General Zod, isn't it?
Fire? No. The world will burn until its surface is but glass. And not even your demon will live to creep, blackened from its hole to mar the reflection of our passage. The culmination
Just make the Covenant great again?
for your destruction is the will of the gods. And I am their instrument.
Your destruction is the will of the gods, and I am their instrument.
Loves to run his
was in like the first Halo trailer, I believe. It was like how the Elite ended one of the first Halo trailers.
Ma'am?
We're
Your
about
destruction is the will of the gods, and I am their instrument.
We're getting all of them out.
Immediate evacuation.
have to carry him myself.
Ma'am, squad leaders are requesting a rally point. Where should they go?
It still looks pretty good for a 360 game. I'll give it that.
To war.
Yes, ma'am. They're just both looking at me. Look, I don't fucking know.
They're down or we're not receiving. Can't tell.
Any of our birds squawking?
I'm not sure I can actually play like that. Oh, that's a, okay. I can't see the chat because I can't play with the chat window up for some reason.
On our position.
Any birds less than 5 minutes out? Bring them in. Tell everything else to scatter.
Aye, aye.
Never thought we'd have this many wounded.
Pelicans are
So what do I actually have to do? What does it want me to do?
We knew they'd find us eventually. But we have a plan. Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir!
Oh, secure perimeter defenses. Okay.
Follow me, sir.
Perimeter's this way.
This is a weird layout, like, does it go down? Ah,
Come on, sir. I'll show you the way. Base was
So what do I
built
want?
in the 20th century. Full of old tech.
Again, I was about to say DMR, it's not DMR. Yeah, so the utility difference between the assault rifle and the submachine gun does not seem super clear. I mean, you can dual wield submachine guns, but that seems to be the biggest.
Get those turrets up! Watch your fields of fire!
How'd they find it?
Point of entry, best assessment!
Hangar Sergeant.
Agreed. Master Chief, get there!
Hang on. Yep, okay. assume it's this way.
Yeah, get some. We're with you, sir.
Because this feels more like
Good. This
the
channel
Pillar
is
of Autumn
secure.
or something like that.
My fire teams are spread thin. We can't hold out forever. I need that hangar cleared for evac ASAP.
I mean, it's a dual wielding is a higher rate of fire than the assault rifle. I do like that you can reload one gun at a time. You can reload one while firing with the other. Also, dual wielding needlers in Halo 2 was busted. So I sort of see why they don't let you dual wield needlers in this game. Because it was fucking broken. What I don't like about dual wielding, though,
We have to stop the demon!
I love how the crosshairs work with dual wielding. Like, they sort of create a new, interesting crosshair on their own. What I don't like is, if I press Y to swap weapon, it should just drop that and swap to that. It shouldn't just swap to a single weapon. I mean, the obvious is, like, otherwise why would you, like, how would you switch to a single weapon? But, like, if you're pressing Y, that's switch weapon. Y is not, like, drop the dual wield. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how you would do that better, because there isn't a dedicated button to drop your second weapon. But at the same time, you basically change what the functionality of a button is when you dual wield. I mean, yeah, obviously you do that for a lot of other buttons. Like, I don't know, I think I'm just being petty. But it just feels weird. Like, my instinct is, oh, right, I will... Because visually it makes sense. Like, this trigger is this, and the other trigger is fire. So if that button is reload, then the other bumper is reload the other weapon. That makes sense. And Y is always switch weapon. No matter what, Y is switch weapon. So it doesn't feel right that switching weapons suddenly becomes stop dual wielding. I don't know. It's probably a minor quibble in the grand scheme of things, but... Where are they?
Get out of there!
Because yeah, look, you can target the cover as well, so you can destroy any... You can do it there as well, yeah. Fuck! Yep, I always do that. I press the cover button as opposed to the interact button. Yep. Well, I'm dead because I pressed the wrong button, so it serves me right. Right, here we go. There's the grunt. That was silly. Being able to dismount mounted weapons at the expense of losing unlimited ammo, yeah, that works. With temporary power-ups, yeah. Also makes sense you can't remount them either, like, you do it, you do that. You choose to take the weapon with you, you're taking it with you. Bollocks. Concentrate, Mr. Kevin.
He got cover! Got him!
Wait there! I'm coming! I called that one, Mike.
Pelicans can't launch until the hangar's clear!
This is really... Because I've just come off playing Halo Anniversary and like... Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. And... the new graphics mode for that is a choice, certainly. It's just way too busy. And it's really interesting to compare it to this, that clearly has... Oh, fuck. Clearly has like high texture density. Or high detail density. But like, it's in the right places. Like, the floor doesn't have it, because the floor doesn't fucking need it. Like, the floor has detail, and it has like... But largely, it's just one primary colour, and like, the walls don't have a great deal of detail, the ceiling doesn't. The details in the enemies, and like, elements in the environment, but like... Oh yeah, so I've got the brute grenade now. I'm not really sure how it's different to a sticky grenade. There's in your shield. Stealing your kills? Like, yeah, I'm not really sure what the... Also, jackals don't understand grenades, clearly. I like the idea that jackals don't get to use grenades because they clearly don't fucking understand them, because they'll just look at one and go, ooh, grenade! You done? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll certainly need that. Yeah, this is a pretty like standard Halo combat space. You have cover. Like long range cover, multiple routes, and like the clear flanking options. That's pretty good. It's interesting that most of the fight occurs down here, but I suppose that's just my choice because I chose to engage them at that range. I could have pulled back up here, engaged them. I could have focused, like, taken that, engaged them, used this as cover, used this as cover, pulled back here. We going? Signs were downstairs again. A lot of people are dead. all the way back, or not sure we're supposed to be going now. Yeah, Halo 2 had this problem a few times as well. It would just be like, do a thing. Like, what? Where?
Hey, you hear that?
Yeah, and I don't like it.
That's the bug dudes. Drones. I'm not going to say buggers because that just is very silly. And so it's back this way again.
Attention. Hostiles reported outside the barracks.
This is sort of what I mean by there's often more level than there is actual like encounter, because this whole tunnel goes a fairly long way, but like a fraction of it is actually used. So it's like they built the space and then added fights to it, and they just pacing meant you didn't get as many fights as you did space, as you have space. I mean, that can be interesting because it can make for like really interesting flank routes, but sometimes it can just be like you wander off into a corner and there's just nothing happening, and it's like, okay. Where else am I supposed to be going?
Sir, this way.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, those fuckers.
Coming out of the vents.
Line them up! Line them up!
Drone, whole swarm! They come down, short control burst!
I don't like these guys, but they're better used here than they were in 2. In 2, they sort of throw them into every encounter, and it doesn't work. Like, they're a specific style of enemy. It works really well in limited engagements. Sorry, I'm trying to fire and talk at the same time. Because they require you to like do a full like aiming everywhere. They're a really nice way to mix up spaces and make you deal with vertical threats and that kind of thing. But Halo 2 just had this habit of adding them into every fight. So you'd have a fight with some brutes, and then there'd be like drones. You'd be like, you're like brute, drone, and then you'd have to like do this, and you get shot in the back, and it's like that can be interesting, but it was practically every fight. It was a bit like, oh, come on, you know, get new material. It's like the Dark Souls and Poison Swamps joke.
Johnson. You might want to put that out. Have a look.
Johnson smoking a cigar next to the explosive. Sounds about right.
Linked it to smaller charges throughout the base. Johnson, as soon as the evacuation is complete, start the timer.
Understood.
Good luck, everyone. See you on the last Pelican out.
Follow me, Chief.
Video screens, was that like kind of new tech for the 360? I'm not sure. It wasn't really a thing they did in the OG Xbox. Can't say Xbox One anymore.
Barracks. Marines are trapped inside.
Hello.
Those apes ain't much for mercy, Chief. We both know what they do to prisoners.
Okay.
Get to the barracks. Save those men. Then escort them to the landing pad for evac.
I remember this.
Track it down.
So I'm gonna go. Oh fuck! Placed it in the wrong place. Yeah, I completely messed that up. I think I'll be better at this game by now. Do you reckon I can get the hammer, dude? Ah, that's cheating. See if he just bounces off his helmet, that's bullshit. As if they take 3 shots. Is it just they've just massively reduced the range of the shotgun? Is that the problem? I really want something else. What have we got? No. I do like how clear it is fighting brutes. Like, you get rid of the armor, and then they're just like a gorilla thing, and you can just shoot them. Like the armor just comes up in chunky pieces and like. Like I came in here with the wrong weapons. They just won't stick to certain brutes, seems a bit shitty. Like, if I'm ballsy enough to run up here and just throw the fucking grenade at him, it should fucking stick to him. Like, I just clipped through it. Like, that's just some bullshit. Good shit. I went to swap for the regenerator. Shit. Look.
A curse on you, demon!
To be honest, I thought I had a Okay, you can stick it, just too far away. Okay, we'll get there. This one's a challenge because it's the first time you've faced just exclusively brutes. Sort of the classic Halo, like, most of it's fine and then one room's bullshit. And the brute spike pistol thing, it isn't, it's projectile based, but it's like super fast projectiles, so it isn't as easy to just be like, I'm just going to jump out of the way, as it is with... I totally meant to go for ones I do that, honestly. As it is with plasma pistols and that kind of thing. Who's rocked?
I'll be right there.
Eat a grenade. Sort of. Give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that, I want that. That's annoying. The button to swap weapons and the button to swap items is the same. That's it, too. Yeah, so there's a funky little different crosshair for brute pistol and submachine gun as it is for plasma pistol and submachine gun. I think this is the best combination, really. It's just super fast projectiles, it's very difficult to avoid. Bollocks. He's not quite a boss, but like, it has that feel of a boss, and I just don't think Halo works well with bosses. Oop, fuck that up. Oh, that was clever.
I have your back.
So like,
Let them run, the shield is ours.
yeah, brute shots, brute shots are the big ones. Brute pistols are a little too, the spike pistols, what are they called? Are a little too like traditional, like, we defeat the shield by overwhelming them on a weapon. And just makes some of these fights annoying. Oh, I pressed the wrong relay button again. Oh well.
No way out.
Yeah. I don't really know how best to approach this fight. I don't think shotgun's the best weapon. I think getting this guy with a grenade is... I mean, you have the interesting thing in Halo where often the weapon the enemy wields is the best thing for taking down that enemy. So like, shielded jackals have plasma pistols, and plasma pistols are really effective against shielded jackals. And like... Spiker, that's what it's called. Bollocks! Wasn't so well. It'd be fun watching a several-hour stream when I'm just in this room. I need to get to the high ground. Just better cover options. Yeah, you are bleeding. I'm not saying this is a bad fight. I don't think it's a bad fight, but it's definitely like a difficulty hike from what's come before. Clever. AI's use of the equipment is actually pretty good. Okay, that was not quite intentional, but I'll take it. Look how many fucking brutes are in this room. Jesus. I appreciate that the big hammer dude doesn't come through until later on. He sort of comes through at a point where you basically run out of resources. It's just like, oh great! Yep. Because it's a one-hit kill and it's like, well, that's some bullshit. It's not even worth that fight if I can't get that guy. I've done it again. Because they changed the reload button so it was on the bumper, which works for dual wield and makes it closer to Gears of War. Or makes it align with Gears of War. But Gears of War's wrong, reload is not a bumper. It's my stupid hill I will die on. God, give me a needler. Play to the rhythm of the shield. You know how to do this. You're dead. So why did he die that quickly that time? It's not super clear. I missed, I thought I was dead then. Jeez, it took a while. There we go. Like, it's an interesting space, but it has the problem that kind of often occurs in interior spaces with Halo, which is that quite a lot of time you're backing up, and you can sort of back up into stuff, so you can be like, oh, backing up, oh shit, why can't I move? Oh fuck. And like, this is the worst. Like, it tried to cover from if you're going that way, but you can sort of, so it tries to cover here, But you could be stuck here going, right, I need to get out of the way. Why am I not? Ah! Anyway. I did it. Probably don't. Okay. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing about Halo, like you'll do the same fights again and again. Alright, honey. But respawn time is so fast. Like, I swear sometimes it'll respawn you before you've actually died. Like, it'll be like the last bit of damage is coming in, it'll be like, no, you're gonna die, respawn. And the checkpoints are usually so good that...
Prophets use you like they used me.
Hey, Keith.
Reject their lies. Or all your hides will perish.
I love how he's trying to preach this, like, hey, no, renounce your... whatever.
But the brutes have taken your soldiers. As prisoners or meat for their bellies, I do not know. In case some yet live, let us be careful when we shoot.
As meat for their bellies, that's just that brutes eat people. Which seems a bit excessive. I don't think that's... Oh, this is rough. Maybe that was too aggressive. Okay.
More contact!
Fuck off. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've nerfed the shotgun range. At least from one. I can't remember two that well. Hey, ladders again. This is a weird one, because you can basically just go up here and be like, nah, fuck it. Such a weird way. I'm pretty sure you can just drop. Later. Oh, shit. Good thing I placed it there. Right. Yeah, so this... Can you... Yeah, see? You can break all of them.
Hostiles!
I sniffed him out.
I do rather like the carbine. There we go. Yeah, I think before I was just misjudging the shotgun range. What are you doing? Oh. That seemed unnecessary, but also fuck jackals.
Did all we could. Let us move the survivors up to the hangar.
Ugh, dude, personal
There is a
space.
lift
It's
outside.
fucking global pandemic, dude. Chill. That's pretty cool. So the thing, so the
Commander, we lost the op center.
combine
Brutes
carbine.
attacked in force.
So I
Couldn't hold them off.
saying that being drunk. The combine carbine was introduced in 2,
Should I do, ma'am?
and like
Position. I'm not leaving without
it was like one of the standard weapons the Arbiter had, and like I really like it. I think it's better in this than in 2, but is it slightly tweaked? But like one of the problems it had, one of the problems a lot of the weapons in 2 had, was that because you could play as the Arbiter and the Master Chief, or you did play as the Arbiter and Master Chief, you had a situation where the Arbiter basically just had duplicates of the human weapons.
Ma'am, I've got movement. Above envelope. Brutes. They've got jump pads.
They're going after the thrusters. Shake them off.
And so you had like a whole bunch of new weapons, but a lot of them were sort of like functionally identical. It just felt like it added more to complicate things rather than to, I don't know. Like narratively it made sense you wouldn't like, narratively it made sense that the Covenant wouldn't be using human weapons, and the humans wouldn't be using Covenant weapons. But there was a certain like oh, I was doing so well. I wasn't, I just got a grenade in the face. But
Shake them off, Lieutenant.
so like now, so yes, it makes sense. Like Combine would have a whole set of weapons. Combine Covenant would have a whole set of weapons that were different to the human weapons. But in game terms, I mean, you just had like a dozen things to think about, and a lot of them were just duplicated utilities, so it wasn't actually. It sort of wasted a lot of mental energy remembering a weapon that was basically functionally identical to a weapon you could get as a human. So I think it did a better job in this. Like, yeah, they brought this sort of back, but they sort of tidied up some of the differentiation, and like, you don't get the like rapid fire pulse plasma rifle anymore because it's not really necessary, and they differentiate the brute shot a little better. I still think there's no. What's that? Trip mine. I still think there's not really a need for an assault rifle and a submachine gun, but people want the assault rifle back, and it's kind of iconic, and I'm not going to argue with people wanting something iconic. A little bit, not quite. So as you can notice. Cloaking. Okay, yeah, so putting cloaking on a usable is great. Because it's a great ability, and it's a great ability that can be used offensively or defensively.
Go! I'll cover you.
And so sticking it on a usable means that you get to choose whether you want to use it offensively or defensively. In the first game, it was a great power up, but like, if you didn't want to use it when they gave it to you, or like if it wasn't the best,
In the op center.
you sort of had to use it and then do something.
Commander, there were too many. Even for me.
Chief, get back to the op center. Kill those brutes. Rearm the bomb.
I guess
We've got to get these men out of here. But I'll radio with another exit. Good luck.
What I mean though is you would pick up the cloak and then be like, oh shit, I need to use the cloak because otherwise it's going to run out. Here, you pick up a cloak and go, right, I have a cloak. That changes my tactical options. I can now decide to do something different. Or decide how I play from here on. I'm not sure where we're going, so we've been up there. Oh, it's this way, isn't it? Yeah. Again, another thing, I do love Halo, but like occasionally it just goes like, I'm not going to tell you where you're going, good luck. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's down here. I suppose ultimately there was the only way you can go, but it's a bit probably don't. And I used... See, I say all this stuff, and then I use the cloak when I don't want to, because it's on X, which is traditionally the reload button. It's all very silly. Because it's just, at this point, like, instinct, just, oh, right. Did a reload. Like... There, fucker. What are you doing up here? But like structurally, you could swap the textures out for like
Go! I'll cover you.
textures on board a ship, and it would just look like the Pillar of Autumn or the Cairo. Maybe a little too many stairs for the Pillar of Autumn or the Cairo, but so this is a much more traditional first level for a Halo game.
Sorry, Commander, there were too many. Even for me.
Chief? Back to the op center. Kill those brutes. Rearm the bomb. I've got to get these men out of here. But I'll radio with another exit. Good luck.
I don't want a shotgun and a carbine. I don't want a shotgun and a carbine, but I also don't want a battle rifle and a carbine, because there is a, as I was saying, there is a sort of a degree of overlap. It's not as much. It doesn't feel as bad as like it did before. But still. Shit went down there. Really? I'm not sure now's the time, honey. Okay, now we can use the cloak. How are you not dying in one shot? This kicks up pretty badly. Pretty severely. Oh, I thought I could die. The classic Halo strategy of line up the shot and then jump and fire. Oh, it's also a fully classic Counter-Strike strategy as well. We're not Counter-Strike so much, but it's definitely a strategy that's worked in shooters for many years. Fuckers! That was good, because that let me cover one angle while dealing with another. Have those got actual sniper rifles? I think I got them. So this is spatially exactly the same place I fought those brutes earlier. It's the Halo trick of, hey look, it's the same place! But like, encounter design, very different. Down the bottom? Yeah, okay. Door was open, I didn't see it. Just wasn't paying attention. I'm just going to take a minute or two break, and then I'll be back. Right, back again. I've had to feed the cats, otherwise they would have made this experience slightly more complicated.
Not as yet, noble prophet. Find me what I need to know, or your place on the path is forfeit. Tell me you understand. Yes, Holy One. It shall be done. Have the drones scour these machines. Find out what these heathens know about the Ark.
So this is like points like 1 and 2 of good encounter design. Like it's 1, 2 and 3 really. Like it's a space you're familiar with, which is good, but you don't always have to do that. So that's sort of point 3. But point 1, like you enter the space and you're in control. You see what the layout is. You get to choose Mostly get to choose when you initiate. Yeah, anyway. You get to choose... I wasn't really ready for that. You get to choose when you initiate, mostly. And you start off in cover. You start off in soft cover, like fence, like a fence, which is great. Fences are great. Because fences are basically... They provide cover, but you can still see out. It has a fuel rod gun, which makes all inherently complicated. Kill it with Needler. Needler is just like a pop gun in this game. The beam rifle is not the best option here.
Have you discovered how they plan to stop me?
Oh right, it drains the thingy shield as well. That's shitty. There we go. Oh. There we go.
Hit the switch, Chief. Arm that bomb.
What's interesting is, was this fencing, was that actually there when you start in this room? Because I don't think it was. Or maybe it was. I'm not sure.
That did it, Chief. Bomb's armed.
We got your exit. A service elevator in the hangar. Head downstairs, cut through the caves.
Probably shouldn't be holding. I get the lights pulsing on and off, but it's not ideal. So just because you're not actually hidden in the darkness, I don't think, so it's a bit visual effects for the sake of it. The classic Halo. You've done a thing, now run!
There will be a great deal of
Alright,
hardship
honey.
on the road ahead.
Like, it looks cool, I'm not gonna argue that, but like, it's a bit like, oh, I can't see where I'm going. Fuck that. I totally thought I had a grenade then and I didn't. Because, like, I thought it was just a slow-firing submachine gun. And, like, so the logic is you just keep the light on. Oh yeah, because there's no energy meter for the torch anymore. That's interesting. I'm not quite answer what the point of the energy meter was, because like why not just let people use the torch all the time? What's the downside? I don't get it. So having an energy meter on a torch just seemed a bit odd.
You will become the best we can make you.
Right, honey. Okay, so what we got? Dome alone. It's weird how, like, in the middle of a fight, I don't forget that bumper is a reload key. But it's between fights where I instinctively press X to reload that I fuck up. This is just fucking leggy, isn't it? So on we go. So this regenerator is weird because, like, functionally, like, in terms of what it does, which is keep your shield at a certain level.
About to blow. Go, go, go.
It's kind of the same as the bubble shield. I mean, the only difference is the bubble shield can stop, like, massive burst damage.
This place will become your home.
So the big difference is that the bubble shield also limits that you can't shoot out with the bubble shield, so I suppose that's a big difference. Okay, 2 levels down.
What happened?
Chief, please respond. What is your status? Over. If you can hear me, find transport. Head to the town of
So I will be there in a sec. I'm just checking some of the stream stuff.
Settle down, Marines. Somebody hit the emergency power.
On it, Sergeant. Think the brutes know where we are?
Anyone from Charlie 2? Got separated.
Nah, man. Alpha 6.
Right.
You can walk? Set your boots on the line.
What's our situation, Sergeant?
Not sure.
Float
Please
jump
to
too
command.
high.
Too far underground. Chief's got the right idea. Let's mount up. Get the hell out of these caves.
So I kind of like the Warthog because
I'll get the door, sir.
I've played a lot of Halo, but I watched my partner playing the first Halo. Sorry, I don't know why I paused there. Dramatic pause. The first Halo, and like she really didn't like the Warthog, and like I can see that. Like I'm so used to the fishtailing, but like. And like I just massively overcorrect my turns because I know it's going to get there. But no, she was not a fan. I mean, she did the final run like pretty easily, all told, but like clearly wasn't enjoying it, and definitely didn't like the tanks and the tank and the ghost and stuff either. It's really interesting because like I don't remember having a good deal of trouble with the Warthog, but I bet I probably did when I first started. It just now it's like wee. Like, I like that it doesn't change the functionality of the triggers. Like, it doesn't go to, like, right trigger to accelerate, left trigger to brake, which is sort of like traditional vehicle controls. But it is a weird vehicle controls. I really wonder if Infinite is gonna try and, like, change that and try and, like, have the option to have non-traditional, like, as in, have them closer to racing game controls. just because I feel like that's what they expect people to be familiar with. I haven't played Borderlands 3, but like, it used to have Halo vehicle controls, and I wonder if it still does. I assume it still does, because like, it makes sense.
The lost space elevator.
It collapsed when the city got glass.
But the tether was thousands of kilometers high.
Yeah, well now it's scattered all over the savannah.
Yeah, so we're just following the space elevator back to the city, which is a hell of a visual. Fucking benefit of the sniper jackals is they have no shield, so they go down easily. And meh.
Chief, still can't get the commander. Comms are a mess. Pelicans are scattered. Best thing now, get some distance between us and the base. Brutes are gonna be looking for survivors.
You don't go that way. Nobody saw that. We don't talk about that. Right. Those towers are neat. Like, they're clear visuals, so you know, like, oh, there's a tower, there's someone up them. But also, like, you can just get them, take over them yourself, and just be like, hey, I have the high ground. Oh. Oh, fuck. Oh, that could have gone better. Yeah, fuck that.
Comms are a mess. Pelicans are scattered. Best thing now, get some distance between us and the base.
Like, most of the time I would probably play on, but I could play on if I'm like focused, but like trying to talk about this as well means I'm not as focused as I would be. So I'm maybe gonna roll back some situations just so I don't have to think as carefully about each encounter. Honestly, I probably should have played on normal, but eh. What I do like about Halo 1 and 2, and something I think sort of didn't quite happen with Halo 2, is that most of the time, these vehicle sections, you could do this fight outside the vehicle. Oh, yeah, fuck that up again. Sorry. You could technically do this fight without the Warthog. It'd be real fucking hard, but you could. And like, something I think happened in... Oh, fuck. What? Let's see. Okay. I think I am going to have to think about this one a bit more. It'd be really rough, and like... There were definitely fights in 1 where you had to use vehicles. But... Oh, fuck. Right. I always felt like 2 required vehicles more than 1 did. Like, even in the middle of assault in the control room, you could just not use the tank. But like in Quarantine in Halo 2, it's Quarantine, you just, or regret, yeah, it's Quarantine. You just, if you don't use the vehicles there, you're fucked. Okay, I could be doing better. Oh. Yeah, that was the weird change where they made vehicles take damage. While this... No. Because in the first game, enemy vehicles or Covenant vehicles will take damage provided there's someone in them. Like, you can't... As far as I remember, you can't destroy a Banshee if there's no one in it. Which makes sense, it's because they want you to be able to take it at some point, so... But from 2 and 3 onwards, like, all the vehicles could take damage regardless. Right.
It's a phantom!
That's outside my effective range, but I bet I can get him. Eat shit. Right. Bollocks. Okay.
Damn, phantom inside.
Right, so what's that button? It's always the best one where you flip it completely and you're like, ah, fuck it. Hey, checkpoint done. Checkpoint is interesting. Like, sometimes it's spatial, sometimes it's based on a certain number of enemies killed, and it's not always clear what's going to cause a checkpoint. I imagine in this situation, it's you kill like there's like X pods of enemies, like groups of enemies, and like you kill Y of that X, and it gives you a checkpoint. Get in this one, guys.
I'm on the gunner seat.
Alright then. Dude, get in.
Thanks for the ride.
Yes, sir, Master Chief.
There we go.
Let's go for a drive.
There we go. Because I wasn't expecting there to be a checkpoint there, even because I've definitely not killed everyone. There we go. Whoop.
Checking to see if the airbags work, huh?
Also, I'm pretty sure I could have just driven all the way through there and said, fuck it. Right here. Just going, I don't care.
Convoy's been hit. I've got wounded. We're on the Tsavo highway about east of Oi.
Hey, I'm trying to shoot back here.
We're on the Tsavo highway,
Down for the count.
indeterminate distance because this game isn't one-to-one scale with reality. Ooh, fuckers.
Get closer.
Let's kick some Covenant ass.
Look out, grenade!
Fire in the hole! All right, chop it down.
I walked inside without thinking. Right.
Hey, can you tell if I'm hitting anything?
Yeah, like there, checkpoint there. Like, I assume it must be like you kill these enemies or this many enemies. I think it's no, it can't be this many. It's got to be these specific enemies, and then it will give you a checkpoint. Interesting choice. I'm supposed to see why they do it. Eat grenade, motherfucker. Bollocks. There we go. I actually won this bloody thing. Because yeah, like that was a pretty good encounter to put the drones in. Because like, right, I'll just approach this place. Ah, shit. Because you have to push forward to here, and then the drones will come out, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Take down that barrier, Chief. Power supply should be inside the tunnel.
Look there. Grant your explanation. By uncovering this relic, we pay homage to their
Dude.
glory. When the dust settles,
I'm not letting you
we
drive.
will see what I already know. Here lies the path.
Keep moving.
The start of our great journey.
Halo does a really good job of tunnels with the giant hole in the roof. It's kind of Bungie as in general does a really good job of tunnel with giant hole in the roof. Oh shit, I remember this next section. Fuck.
Commander, this is only Recon 111. The cruiser's above. They found.
Say again, Recon? You're breaking up.
I remember that was the best fucking thing I ever saw when I played this game the first time. It's like, holy shit. This is probably a bad idea. I don't think this is where I need to go, but fuck it! YOLO!
All right.
At least they're getting out, so they know. That's good, like, get the AI to get out, so it's clear that, like, the way you're going is not the way to go. Or clear that, like, you can't go any further in that direction.
Master Chief, finally a good connection. Truth has excavated a Forerunner artifact. We have to assume it's the Ark.
Keep pushing to the town of Boy, Chief. 3 supply birds will meet you in the next valley.
Yeah. Boy. Again, ladder. This might be the last ladder in the entire game. Alright, it's not this area that's really annoying, it's the one after this. Yeah.
Boy, am I glad to see you.
I'm not sure what happened there. Oh. This is a neat, like, pretty common Halo encounter setup. That it's like assault a location followed by defend same location.
Pelicans are inbound with heavy weapons. We need to hold out until they arrive.
Inbound! Got a problem!
Rocket Pack brutes are neat. You get Rocket Pack Elites in 2, but they never really use them that much from what I remember. Yeah, landmines are weird. They work. I'm quite partial to enemies that shoot their weapon off when they die, like, no! Bah, bah, bah. Trying to look cool and I fucked the shot up. So.
We have contact! Play ball!
Oh, these fuckers. But yeah, like, that's interesting because they're neat because you get basically mobile sniper buttons from them. Yeah, I know I moaned at snipers before, but like, they're a little easier to see because they have to move into position. I did better than I normally do.
Watch it now. Pelicans coming in. Brutes have plenty of armor between here and Boyd, Chief. But this Warthog should help you punch on through.
And this is the Warthog with the rocket launcher, or that railgun thing. The Warthog with the railgun. Oh no, it's not. The Warthog with the railgun in Reach is fucking awesome.
Ha! We just secured ourselves a Spartan. Hey, find me something to shoot, huh?
Ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum.
Dance. Look out for the turret.
Halo music goes fucking hard. I was too focused on the brute chopper, I just drove into the thing. Brute choppers are neat, like, very clear design, like, you know, stay away from the front, shoot the back. And this was a street performer I saw once who was juggling. And he was juggling like flaming torches. And he was like, so I have this song that goes along with the juggling of flaming torches. And it keeps me, you know, focused on what I'm doing. And the song goes like this. It's, don't touch the red end, don't touch the red end, don't touch the red end. And then he grabbed the red end. Because it's fucking hot! And I like to think about that when I think about like readability in game design. Anyway. No, I don't want you to drive. Be quiet.
Shotgun! Get the gunner seat! Minute!
Oh, this is the bit that's a fucking ass. I had real trouble with this last time, if I remember correctly. This is like 2 wraiths, 2 turrets, a bunch of... There's 2 wraiths, 2 turrets, and then it's basically a never-ending number of brute choppers, because they just respawn. You get a checkpoint every time you kill 2 of them, or the 2 that dropped, but it's still sort of functionally never-ending. Did you just drive into a hole? I think it did. Yeah, because I got 2 of them, so now I check. Seriously, this music is not fucking about. If I remember correctly, the trick is to get rid of the turrets first. I do rather like the fuel rod gun. Fuck you, Wraith. This is super fucking ballsy. Later. Oh, get fucked. Boy, 17 kilometers. Ah, I fucking deserved that because I was getting cocky. I like the design, the way they handle the race now, that you can take out the gunner, and so like that gives you sort of easier access to getting closer to them, which is a neat little. Get fucked. Damn it. Yeah. Okay, but that's not a terrible checkpoint. The Halo does do this interesting thing where if you die too often at the same checkpoint, it'll put you back to a previous checkpoint, which in this instance I kind of don't want it to do. I think I can actually get out of this. Well, not when I'm doing that, obviously. But okay. I think. Problem is I've got no ammo. Here's the problem, I've got no ammo. Just the problem with not having a run button. There we go. Yeah, but being able to board and destroy them that way is, I really like it. I would have much better now. I think it's cool. Something interesting, top right. In the first Halo, it didn't show you what your secondary weapon was. I mean, it sort of doesn't matter because, you know, theoretically you should know, but like, it's way more useful to have that information than not. So it's a good change. I think they had that in 2, I can't remember. The choice to have the like HUD that you can sort of see, like, you know, the sort of weird outline in the middle of the screen, is an interesting choice. Like, I'm not sure. I suppose it's supposed to like reinforce that you're in a visor and like. I remember not thinking it was a great idea the first time it appeared, and I'm like, that's going to get in the way. But like, it totally doesn't. I don't know if they actually just reduce the opacity in fights or what, or if it's just you just don't notice in fights. Shooting boots in a barrel or something?
My dreadnought.
Don't, dude, don't. Fuck. Again, there's another fight, like, you start in a position where you can see what's going on. So you have an advantage. You can initiate the fight. Obviously, Marines don't always agree with you in that regard, but... Fuckers. Oop, hitbox on that. Geometry is a bit of a pain. Yeah, because if I wanted a frag grenade, if I was here and I wanted a frag grenade, it's 2 presses, which is just annoying. I got it? Yep. No, I didn't. That's annoying. I totally thought I had it. Fuck. I don't even know where they came from.
My dreadnought.
Whew, right. Can I? Dumb tactic, I love it. That should make the rest of this fight easier because I got rid of the big guy. Or at least not got rid of them, severely hindered the big guy. That should stay. Yeah, there we go. Because this is one of those, like, I'm taking all these, like, weapons with scopes and stuff, I could just fucking spike her up and run in there, and it would still, provided I played it properly, would still be a valid strategy. Ooh. There we go. Hey.
Lord Hood, we made it.
Music to my ears, Commander.
That's Rob Perlman, isn't it? Yeah.
Fully uncovered, sir.
And we don't have much time. Marines, the Prophet of Truth doesn't know it yet, but he's about to get kicked right off his throne. You will take our city back and drive our enemy into the graves they've been so happily digging. One final effort is all that remains.
Okay, 2 levels down. No, 3 levels. 3 levels down, yeah. Reclaim the city, make a hole. This is a cool level. Ooh, I just dropped the controller.
Prophet of Truth has found the Ark. Our only chance of stopping him is a surprise aerial assault. Clear this sector of Covenant anti-air defenses. Make a hole for the Admiral's ships. Good hunting. Keys out.
Someone didn't make it. Interesting to let you just get a new oven straight away. So there's a level in Alien vs Predator, is it Alien vs Predator 2, the Monolith one, where you're basically doing this, where you're obviously guarding a convoy. It's a pretty cool level. It's just like fundamentally a good idea, like, because it has a central like route forward, so a clear like objective that you have to follow. But it also inherently allows you to have like multiple routes. This is sort of over-under kind of.
Unfortunate that our enemies also bear witness to his glory, but their dark lives will see.
Chief, open the door. We can roll on through.
Totally thought I was going to die there. I'm not sure where they came from. I think they must have come from the other side. But yeah, so like central route plus over and under. So like yeah, I could open it there, or I could open it. Can I open it here? Yeah, I can open it here. Or I can go up and around and open it there. Or I can open it and then go up and around. Because like, I can just sit back and basically let them take care of it. Okay. Didn't quite work, but... How do I get up? Oh, you go on the bottom thing. Nah. Yeah, I kind of wish this section was longer. Like you had a couple more spaces where you... But I think that's the knock against Halo 3 in general. A lot of the cool moments don't last as long. So it's a bunch of cool ideas and then it sort of like uses them once and then... Or uses them for like 2 rooms and then doesn't use them again. It's a shame.
2-3, this is forward unto dawn. I need a sit rep, Commander.
Atmospheric disturbance is intensifying above the artifact, Admiral.
Sierra 117.
Moving as fast as he can, sir. I know he'll get it done.
Oh, it's a hell of a shot. Like, that's a hell of a, like... You come out and like, whoa. But like, I think it would have been better after a couple more rooms of pushing through like close quarters fights and stuff. Stuck your butt.
Sir, Admiral's waiting for us to clear the anti-air.
Oh, fuck. That was me trying to be clever. Like, too clever. Oh. You can die.
Let's get going, sir. Admiral's waiting for us to clear the anti-air. Watch it!
Wow, as if he can fucking hit me from up there. I get this guy.
Watch it!
Let's get going, sir. Admiral's waiting for us to clear the anti-air.
I'll see if he's still there.
Right.
There he is.
And like this is a neat setup. Like, yeah, you need to get rid of both those anti-air wraiths, but you don't have to do them in a set order.
Hostiles, same team.
Bollocks! I totally thought it was an anti-air wraith. Or was it, oh, has it got both weapons on? Is that the issue? Oh no, that's just a standard wraith. That's on me. I wasn't paying attention.
Let's get going, sir. Admiral's waiting for us to clear the anti-air.
Now those are easier to get close to. Well, it should be. Okay, let's concentrate.
Let's get going, sir. Admiral's waiting for us to clear the anti-air.
Covenant bastard!
Get fucked. Oh shit. I'm getting all my dudes killed. Yeah, because we've taken out the gunner. We can just do that.
Flyboys are gonna love us for that!
That away, Chief. Target destroyed. Move to the next area. Over.
I'm just gonna drop it on the head of the driver. Nothing but net. He says missing the next shot. I'm getting cocky now.
Hey, just keep coming!
Flush him out, sir. We'll nail him with the stick.
We got company!
Oh. Should have swapped grenades before doing that. Well, that's good, because the needle icon is flashing, so it indicates I've got no ammo for that second weapon. I noticed that before.
Hurry, before any more Covenant show up!
Right on time! Down to our last mag, sir. Those last ones had us. We got a phantom overhead!
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Whew. Okay. We shouldn't
Down
swap
to our
weapons
last mag,
afterwards.
sir. Thought those last ones had us.
This is another thing where, like, they've got plasma pistols and needlers, and plasma pistols and needlers are some of the best weapons to deal with them. So it's an interesting, like, enemy balance situation where once you've killed one of them, you're better equipped to kill the rest of them. I think Reach maybe makes the best use of these. That's because it uses them far fewer times. Oh, hi, honey.
I have defied gods and demons.
I got shotgun.
I want to ride!
Rockets in back.
My glad to see
Wanna
you,
ride?
Alright, I'm going to leave it there for maybe take a break of an hour, couple hours, and then get back to it. Ooh. Right. I'll pick this up again later.